up is one of our brothers. He's actually one of our founding fathers as well. He's VP of our communications department. He's also the VP of the Young Republicans on campus, president last year. He's published in the Huffington Post, Time Magazine. Overall, he's just an outstanding person. So let's welcome Will Simpson.
Well, I know that this is the second day of recruitment for you guys, which means that you've already had to sit through a lot of these speeches. And by now, it probably just feels like a fat guy crawling through a barbed wire fence. You need 2 or 3 points and you'll get through. It's all right, though, because I'm not going to stand up here and read a brochure about Beta to you. We have a lot of compelling bullet points and flashy pictures, but I'd rather give you an idea of what Beta could look like in your college experience. Because here's the deal. I know some of you came here planning to join a fraternity, and you showed up at college, and going through recruitment is about as surprising as looking for a parking spot or trying to wait in the burger line at Bruff. It's just part of the experience. But I think that there are probably some others in the room who were like me and came to college with no idea what a group like Beta could play in your college career. I grew up in Mountain View, Arkansas. If you haven't heard of it, you're on the same boat as everybody else. It's 2 stoplights, a Walmart, more banjos than registered voters. The folk music capital of the world, according to the Chamber of Commerce. So it has plenty of trout fishing, but not much in the way of fraternity alumni trying to rush you when you get here. So for me, I showed up at the university knowing one other person here. And I had no idea what I would spend my time doing other than looking up people's reviews on Rate My Professor and trying to find parking spots at Razorback games. What I found out once I got here was that there was a lot the fraternity system had to offer. The brotherhood, the bonding, the developing leaders and mature men sounded very promising to me. But as I got to have more friends and more chapters on campus, I started telling folks that I would like it a lot better if these chapters were more like what they said they were on Wikipedia. If I could just take that good part, the brotherhood and the experiences and the relationships, and sort of weld on the social fun, it'd be great. Have the best of both worlds. Have my cake and eat it too, like one big protein shake without any calories. It'd be perfect. But that wasn't what happened, because it wasn't the experience offered on campus, and I ended up not going Greek. I stuck around, I got involved in different groups on campus, like Stephen mentioned, and had a lot of fun with it. But then, along came the summer before my junior year. I got an email about a new fraternity that was starting on campus, and it sounded different than what was already here. It sounded like a group that was looking for good men, and that was looking for men who would be defined not because they were able to belch the loudest or farthest stinkiest or drink the most, but would be known as fine men because they accepted responsibility for their decisions, because they honored their word, because they served the people around them. And that was a story that I'd like to retell you now, Beta Big Pie. Like you heard Neil Everett say, Beta was founded in 1839 in Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, which, if you remember, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump past the Revolutionary War, long before the Civil War, very much in the formative era of American society. And these men founded a group on the principles that were important to them, and for a good century, the group lived up to those principles. If you look at Beta alumni through history, you'll see that we have more congressmen than any other men's fraternity, over 200. We've had 23 states that have elected Betas to the governor's mansion. For one point in time, we had 4 sitting justices of the U.S. Supreme Court that were all Betas. And for 100 solid years, you could find at least one justice who was a Beta at the Supreme Court. But then something started to change. Along came the 70s, and shortly after the Brady Bunch, but before the Beatles, things started getting real rough. We had a problem that came in just like shag carpet and fashion and architecture, and that's the 70s really took fraternities downhill. We had a lot of the things you saw at the movie Animal House that really shook up what people expected in their college career. No longer was it just about helping build each other up as men, but it was about the drug abuse, and it was about the hazing, and it was about the sex abuse, and about the very different priorities of what people had seen before. I'd like to say Beta was just squeaky clean, and they were the whistleblowers, and they just came out ahead, but we really didn't. We fell into the same trap as everyone else. So then, in the mid-1990s, we got a letter from one of our high-profile alumni, and he basically called us out like a 16-year-old kid who brought the F-150 back home with a dent in it. And he said that we weren't living up to expectations. that we lacked fidelity to our values, that we lacked integrity with our cause, and that we were getting a lackluster experience to undergraduate students. So, the general fraternity sat down, circled the wagons, and had a little come-to-Jesus moment. They looked at what we had done that had worked, brotherhood. They looked at what we had done that had not worked, hazing and the Mickey Mouse stuff you heard about earlier. And they decided that it was time for an ultimatum, that we were going to comb through all the chapters Beta had nationwide and say, this Men in Principles initiative is what we're going to hold you to, and this is what we expect of you. And if you're not willing to do it, you're probably not a Beta. In that process, the general fraternity shut down over 80 chapters nationwide, which was about half the actives we had. We said that we had lost our purpose, and without our purpose, we were lost. Now, that decision was a huge gamble, but now we're starting to see huge rewards from it. Today, Beta Theta Pi has more active members than it ever had before, more than it had before it started shutting down chapters that weren't living up to our standards. People want to join Beta. Today, Beta has the second highest average fraternity size for each chapter in the country, and it has the highest or second highest, depending on the year, GPA of any of the 80 international men's fraternities nationwide. People see benefits from being Beta. Today, Beta has gone 6 straight years with no insurance claims, no major risk management problems that we're voting on. People are living up to the expectations of being Beta. And this year, nationwide, we're starting 7 new colonies, 7 new campuses with a Beta chapter. Gentlemen, people want to be Betas. And I think this is a good time to talk about the other reason why that's true. And that's that in college, men need a circle of friends like Beta Theta Pi. I don't want you to get the wrong idea from all this high-mindedness. We still want you to join a group of men who want to have fun. We just don't want that good fun to come at the expense of a good legacy. We believe that we can join together for a formal in Kansas City in a couple of months, for Row Week in a few weeks, and we'll enjoy the same camping trips and golf outings and weekend float trips that we've always talked about and we've always enjoyed. And we'll do it together in a way that builds each other up, not tears each other down. We believe that what you will do in college that will be most rewarding to you will be based on the men you do it with. The truth is, college fun isn't manufactured by huge programming budgets. It's not synchronized by talented DJs. The fun you have in college is fun because of the men you surround yourself with. Beta is a chance for you to say that you will look back on these college trips and not do it or enjoy it just because you wanted to play golf or because you wanted to party, but it was fun because you cared about the people you were with and knew you could rest assured that they deeply cared about you. So gentlemen, that's the word I would leave you with. That in life, relationships with people are what truly matter. Who you know will always be more important than what you know. And in college, I hope you come to know and respect the men who you will one day call your brothers in Beta Theta Pi. So stand up and meet the